I don't expect it will be widespread. However, where these storms develop can be very heavy. I think the greater concern, though, with these storms will be the damaging wind potential, something we did see a good amount of with yesterday's round of storms. We are into the upper 80s already, getting very close to 90 degrees. Look at that 89 in Plymouth right now, a little bit cooler down toward Cape Cod in the 70s, but we will get very close to that 90-degree mark over the next hour or so, possibly hitting or even tying a record. The record high for today is about 91, so we could be just a degree or two shy, but very close. Heat advisories active through 8 o'clock this evening, so we do have a Storm Team 5 weather alert with this excessive heat in place, setting us up for another potential for scattered storms tonight. Right now, we're watching some of these storms starting to bubble up to our north and west. You can see some clouds moving in from the north and west as well, and so we will see increasing clouds throughout the afternoon and into this evening. The 12-hour forecast for Boston not showing much the way of storms. That potential for storms greater when you move south of the Pike. So let's get through the timeline. Here we are, 2 o'clock. Maybe a storm cell or two popping up. You can see especially out to our west, but then that starts to spread eastward. If you're down near southeastern Massachusetts, you're in the zone where you have the best chance for these strong to severe storms. The timeline for when they move out ahead. Jessica and Ann video. It wasn't really raining heavily. The lightning traveled significantly from the parent thunderstorm. So this is a screenshot of what that thunderstorm looked like yesterday. You could see the actual thunderstorm itself with the heavy rainfall was about 6 miles from Southborough, but that lightning traveled. And in fact, lightning can travel about 10 to even 12 miles from the actual core of the thunderstorm. So a reminder that if you see any sort of lightning in the distance, you might not hear much thunder as it's rather far from the parent thunderstorm, but you could actually see lightning travel about 10 to 12 miles from that storm. So absolutely a very dangerous situation. We are looking for some lightning with storms that develop today. Damaging winds also a concern. That was something that we saw with a lot of the thunderstorms that developed yesterday afternoon. And any storm that develops brings that potential for heavy rain. However, I do not expect it's going to be a wall of rainfall by any means. The coverage of these storms are going to be very isolated to scattered and mainly focused south of the Pike. The chance for hail is something we'll watch, especially into Connecticut. I think here locally, as you move south of the Pike, damaging wind, lightning, and heavy rainfall will be most concerning. Notice as you move toward Boston and areas northwest, that potential for storms not quite as strong. And of course, those are the areas that saw the best chance of storms yesterday. So we're flipping the script today. It's all being ignited by this cold front that is also, by the way, bringing us a significant cool down. We're going from summer heat that we've been feeling for a few days now, with high temperatures approaching the 90-degree mark, to much cooler conditions as we approach the second half of your work week and your big holiday weekend ahead. Temperatures will be falling through the 60s in the days ahead. So we do have a Storm Team 5 weather alert. It's no surprise. We have near record heat again for today. A heat advisory still in effect for most of our area until 8 o'clock tonight. And then we're throwing in another chance for thunderstorms developing through this afternoon. We're up to 88 in the city right now, but pretty close to 90. And you can see that's the case all the way down through the south coast. New Bedford sitting at 88 degrees. Falmouth 81 right now. Upper 70s to low 80s for most of the Cape and Islands. That best chance of hitting 90 will be from Boston and areas just west of the city. Record high for today is 91, so we will be close, maybe just a degree shy of that today. So not quite that 96 of yesterday, but still very hot. 12-hour forecast showing some clouds moving into the area this afternoon. Those clouds, of course, bringing in that potential for storms. Let's track it out. For Boston and areas along the Pike, your potential for storms today very low. Notice here at 4:30, we're just starting to see a few cells developing south of the Pike, traveling through Connecticut into Rhode Island, and then likely traversing areas of southeastern Massachusetts. So I would say from 95 south and east, you are in the hot zone for that potential for storms. That does continue to late tonight. This is 8 o'clock and even into the midnight hours. Overnight evening storms give way to showers as we fall into the 50s, and it's a much cooler day tomorrow. Highs in the 60s with maybe a few drops in the morning. That will likely dissipate through the afternoon. I do want to get you into your weekend forecast. We start off dry here with rain just to our south and west, but it's a big holiday weekend, and a heads up, By Saturday evening, that chance for rain increasing, and that continues through your Sunday. There is still a heat advisory active through 8 o'clock this evening. We could get very close to records again for today, and then another chance for thunderstorms. Unlike yesterday, where the focus of the storms was from the Mass Pike north, today the focus of thunderstorms will be south of the Pike. We are sitting in the upper 80s, nearing the 90-degree mark, but not quite hitting it just yet. We have 70s down toward Cape Cod. I expect we should hit 90 in Boston shortly. And you can see that's the case for many of the suburbs, getting up to about 91 in hot spots like Plymouth today. But we do have some storms that are starting to pop up as we move to our north and west. Clouds moving in from the north and west as well. Those clouds will increase throughout the day, but the chance for storms in Boston relatively low. You can see as we move through the timeline here over the next hour or so, we're looking relatively storm-free with storms just to our west. And then we see those storms getting a little bit closer as we stretch toward the late afternoon and evening. For your evening commute, best chance of storms sitting south of the Pike, moving right through Connecticut, Rhode Island, and into southeastern Massachusetts. We'll continue to track that through late tonight. Beyond this, a significant cool down impacts to the big holiday weekend. I'll break down the potential for rain this weekend ahead. Jessica and Shane.